Alrighty then, it is Sunday, it is way too late at night, but we do not care for we are very nocturnal. I'll figure something out tomorrow. I'll probably take a nap in the middle of the day. I end up doing that sometimes during my work days. Yeah, I'm a fun person. Anyways, today we are reading Hope's story, and from the intro I kinda figured out that it's really bloody messed up. But that is what we're gonna be focusing on. We're not gonna be touching faith and myth at all. We might touch Nosy Reporter, but for the most part, we're just gonna be doing Hope. When you get to the internet cafe, Hope is already waiting out front. The sight catches you off guard. A part of you suspected she might be more of a shut-in, my haven is my castle, sort of type. Well, she still needs to eat me. Like, she has to get blood somehow, you know? Perfect timing! We need to go for a ride. Get in, get in, get in. Am I like... How am I doing this? Am I like tuned into her chat? Do I also have a phone in hand? She jumps behind the wheel of a lavender vintage roadster instead. And then I slip into the backseat of the car because I am very uncomfortable sitting next to people apparently. Oh, this car is definitely different. I can definitely see the difference. It's mostly in all of the bloody drawings all over the place. Sorry for not bringing you up to speed first, but hey, this is New York. Everybody's always in a rush, and this is even more true when you're a kindred. Now, allow me to take care of some business, and I'll be right with you. What's your business? Business? How do you make a living in this city? It's a long story. Do you really want to hear it? So another extremely online Malk based in New York, goes by the name of DevNull, told me, Google Ethereum a few years ago. That's how I got into Bitcoin. And I found a new religion, 23-year-olds selling visions of governments replaced by benign code and decentralized consensus masses ruled by algorithms as just as the laws of physics. What did I just read? Idiot man-child investors trying to shape their realities through sheer fanatical zeal and dedicated collectors of things as abstract as rare as SHA-256 decryptions. A hyper-speculative environment where nothing has real value, only abstract beliefs matter, and your life savings can be ruined by a single bullshit tweet. How could I refuse that allure? So effectively, you make your living in Bitcoin, got it. Started buying low and selling high on a variety of shady 24/7 exchanges that allowed me with 100x leverage, as in they lend me 100x the capital I could bet with. I got lucky at the beginning, kept the ball rolling, shorting and longing impulsively, recklessly. I got to the point where I became too big to fail, and that's when I cashed out. Okay, the story will be continued later. We're here, right at our first stop. I'll need you to do me a favor. So effectively, she has money because she had Bitcoin. I have no money because I was told to leave my life behind. So that's, you know, yep, that's nice. That's nice. What favor? Nothing too difficult. Literally a jump in, jump out kind of deal. See that weird guy in Yankees cap standing around that corner? Approach him, tell him you're young, hot, petite, ingenue. Take the phone he gives you and bring it here. Get going, honey. It's illegal to park here. Hell do you want? Yes, I'm the thing. Oh, gotta admit, I had no idea what ingenue meant, so I had to make sure. I was about to Google it, you know? Everything has been prepared and preloaded according to your instructions. Should take about 2 minutes to transfer the data. Now get out of here. You got the phone? You're the best. Pass it to me, please. Alright. Goodbye, lovely. You served me well. Hope opens the car window, grabs her old phone. You're not expert enough to recognize the exact model, but definitely looks like it has an $800 price slapped onto it, and tosses it out the window. I've been eating a lot of burner phones lately. I'm not going to use some cheap piece of shit, so it's a pretty expensive necessity. She takes an advantage of the red light to shoot a driving selfie that strategically excludes her face and upload it to Insta. Interesting! I wonder if she's doing it because she's a kindred, or she's excluding her face because she has multiple Instagram accounts. Also, Jesus Christ, we're driving with somebody so privileged that they got rich off Bitcoin. I mean, sure, they were a bit nuts to engage in it, but I'm so jelly. I am literally so jelly. Now, I was telling you a story. Once again, is she like showing me her... How do we know the handles? Getting rich? Right. Some point toward the end of 2017, I became convinced I needed to cash out. There was no way that the bubble was gonna last for forever. I always knew there would be no grapes of wrath for this cryptocurrency era. It would have to be a series of profoundly antisocial, disconnected events. The whole crypto culture was decentralized church of lone millennials who rejected all established modern values and kept atoning for the original sin of not buying Bitcoin back in 2013. But the life you never wanted to live anyway and got a chance to win a priceless pile of nothing. Untether yourself from all worldly desires, find joy in suicidal ideation. To this day, money holds no real value for me. It's an abstract as a video game score, a bunch of numbers on the screen. The joyless world changed me forever. I knew I had to escape. So I took my piles of fictional dollars to New Arena, elite New York social cycles. Not because I wanted to scam them and make more, but because I wanted to finally have some goddamn fun. I mean, of course I had to scam them in the process, but it was only in service of becoming something more than a star, a constellation. Alright, friend, this time you're leaky gut syndrome, whistleblower extraordinaire. Whatever a press sneak fuck wants a leak, you got it. Got it? Sorry for putting you out there in my place, but I only personally contact people as a last resort. It's harder to protect my identity each time I show my face. And since I got you, our man is waiting for you in the back alley. He's paying back a favor with a flash drive containing crucial information we need to stay safe in the city. Retrieve it. I will circle the area, make sure we aren't in danger right now. When you're gone, get back here and I'll pick you up. Everything clear? Good. Hello, I'm leaky gut syndrome apparently. Of course. Straight to the point, aren't you? Alright then. Got all the data? Was risky, you know. Miss Montgomery is an unusually secretive person. Digging up dirt on her took more effort than expected. Effort that should be rewarded, I think. The more you ask around about her, the more you expect a letter saying, give up your inquiries, which are completely useless at your doorstep, perhaps attached to a severed cat head. You catch my drift? Secrecy surrounding her screams friends in high places, brave new world order, Illuminati shit, you know? Makes me think I deserve hazard pay. I'm just gonna walk away! Alright, I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that. My bad, okay? Get back here. Oh yeah, one more thing. Not really sure what it's about, but one of my informants claims you might be interested in this. Oh. ABRH minus. What's the RH bit for? I mean, I know what the minus and pluses stand for. And that is almost the kind of blood type that my person prefers. Don't ask me, they said you'll know what to do with it. Leaky gut, come on, take it. I'm just gonna drink you. He's only conscious long enough to manage one step backwards. A second later, your fangs are already sunk deep into his neck. His blood has a certain unpleasant je ne sais quoi quality to it and a bitter aftertaste, but it's very strong and quickly intoxicating. Yep, we feel that it's okay. The victim having blue eyes feels important somehow. Okay, we like blue-eyed people. Don't actually know what's the right choice here. You know what? I'm gonna not reveal anything about our little vamp girl and just leave it. I got it? Any problems? How did the meeting go? You relate the entire back alley encounter to her. Towards the end of the story, you notice she's not staring at the road or her phone, but directly at your face. You got that bag of blood with you? Left it with him. Felt fishy somehow. Anything particular about it? Just a label saying ABRH-. Up! Okay. She is, not liking it at all. Yeah, hello, Jade. Doing a bit of more reading in the middle of the night because we're very nocturnal, Mias. And I got a bit too chatty in the occult server as we were trying to help a single person that might have been having a mental breakdown. Those things are common these days. I like being nocturnal too, it's just that the morning after really doesn't like me. I have some coffee with me right now. I'll have some coffee with me tomorrow. I'll probably take a nap in the middle of the day tomorrow. It's only 3 work days in the upcoming week, so I'll be fine. She grabs the flash drive you obtained and throws it out the window. The bag was a message. AB- negative used to be my blood type. It's the rarest one, found in less than 1% of the United States population. Glad you didn't drink it. Who knows what they have done to that bag? Some New York vets can tell you wild stories about using irradiated blood to locate and kill other kindred. You admit you did feed on the man who gave you the bag instead. Good for you, I suppose. I don't think they have done anything to his blood. That would be some kind of 5-dimensional chess move. But yeah, this contact is compromised and needs to be cut off. Goodbye, my journalist frenemy, and goodbye, dear leaky gut syndrome. You both outlived your usefulness. And she deletes the account. Another one bites the dust. I got another story to finish. I was talking about Bitcoin, and then where did we stop? Consolation! Alright, you know what saw the real face of the city? Anna Delvey. Ever heard of her? A Russian working-class girl born as Anna Sorokin. She moved to New York in 2013 and convinced everyone that she was this insanely rich trust fund kind, a wealthy German heiress. Yeah, I heard about at least one person pretending to be a duchess and getting a whole bunch of free shit and then not actually being one. Manhattan elites totally fell for it and they bought it for years while she swindled them. She only got arrested in 2017 after being stolen almost $300,000. Sorokin created her Delvey persona out of thin air, convinced everybody that she was going to set up an art fund, and kept tasting all the life's finest pleasures while being basically broke. She even made a fake family financial advisor and killed him off when he became a liability, and apparently most of her rich victims never admitted to being scammed out of shame. Now Delvey's locked up with murders and Rikers, writing her memoirs, apparently picking a lot of fights. Bless her heart. She'll forever be an inspiration. But I have more advantages than she ever did. I had my own considerable funds, and I can rely on many more made-up people than just some old-ass financial advisor. A whole bunch of fake content creators and influencers that every rich dumbass wants to get in touch with and collaborate. Makes it super easy to earn more money than I invest. You've seen it firsthand, both as a deceiver and the deceived. It's a city of illusions. Make non-existent money, come up with fictional status, play nonsensical Camarilla games, and one day you might just find yourself at the top. Alright, we're reaching our last stop. So she's rich! That's what I took from it. She got lucky with Bitcoin and she's rich, that bitch. I made this coffee ultra strong. It doesn't have the usual earthiness flavor, which is confusing me. I got so used to my coffee tasting exactly like dirt. And this is the cheap brand, so it should taste like dirt. But instead I'm tasting this nutty sweetness to it, which is... Oh, that might be the sugar that I put in it. I wonder why my coffee's sweet. I only put sugar in it. Okay, Mirta, time to put down the cup. I gotta take an elevator to the 70th floor. Whoa. Give the masked man you meet in front of the door this memory card. It contains a Earth House movie I've made. You mean a vampire movie? Yes, a movie you seen me rehearse in my haven. You didn't think I was doing that just for show, did you? I found some filthy rich Manhattan pervs who paid me a fortune for a convincing vampire camp show. I don't need money, but their IT industry connections gave me an idea. When we give them this memory card, we'll gain access to tech that should allow us to take on my biggest enemy in the city. So your nickname this time is gonna be... Oh. If you were still a normal human being, you would be dead. The other car appeared out of nowhere and crashed into Hope's vehicle at the maximum speed it was able to achieve in a closed-off space. The driver has already managed to kick open the mangled door next to him and stumble out of his seat. Now he wordlessly approaches the trunk and takes a large-caliber silenced pistol out of it. He starts approaching the lavender wreck of Hope's car, obviously ready to finish the job that he started. You have to be fast and violent. It's you or him now. Do Ventru have fortitude? Why do Ventru have fortitude? Yeah, I'm gonna withstand the bullets. Yep, doesn't stop me. The expression on his face is priceless until you ram your fist straight through it. And yep, I beat him to a pulp. Ugh. You did pretty good. Knew it would be this asshole. He's been following us all day, and I know just who he belongs to. Even before she's done talking, she's already trying to reach someone through a video call. Eventually she succeeds. You see a nonchalant woman, business casual, on her smartphone screen. How may I help you? Kara? Didn't expect you to ever reach me through this channel. Have you thought things through? Wait, did something happen? Something happen? Your fucking ghoul just tried to kill me, you crazy bitch. That's what fucking happened. This is a baseless accusation. I know he's from Double Spiral. He's been working at your motherfucking company. You know I can't be held responsible for independent actions of my subordinates. Why don't we just meet up and talk it? You corporate shithead, you make me sick. I'll dispose of him. Help me put him in the car. I got some meal out of this and now I'm all hungry again because they took some bullets, god damn it. Okay, good. Every second we're here gets us closer to a serious masquerade violation. I'll have to exchange my palm-worthy masterpiece for the goods some other time. How is her car still driving? I mean, he smashed into her car, like, pretty bad. And here we are, just loading a body back into it, getting back into the driver's thing, and driving off. Meet me in my haven when I tell you it's safe. For now, I need to dump this asshole somewhere, get my car fixed, and plan our counterattack. Will you tell me more about how you got yourself really rich? You... Nonce. I'm jealous. Not good with money here, and... Rather, I'm good at working hard, and I'm good at making myself useful, and I'm good at doing things that I enjoy. I'm not good at making large quantities of money outside of making enough to survive on, and when character makes riches up... You know, when a real person, right, in one Discord, he was like bragging about how much he earns. Oh, not really bragging, just kind of stating in conversation. I don't think that he's the braggy type. He lives in India and he earns quite a lot of money in US dollars, something like 4,000 a week. In US dollars while living in India, which is absolutely amazing. But he dropped out of school. Before graduating from high school, he worked in a local grocers until he could open his own local grocers. And he grew that through chain of stores really slowly over time. Through like the sequence of 20 years. So you're like, okay, hard work. You know, I am perfectly fine with this. I applaud you. That is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that you did that. I am happy that you're enjoying your life. But she got rich off freaking Bitcoin. God's sakes. That's super risky, and I can't really applaud risk. I look at it, and I go, If we want to survive in this city, Karen Montgomery needs to die. And I was deposited into my, haven. Well, the person with the grocery stores, I think he didn't even have the choice of actually working through a school. I mean, I think his parents kind of made him work at the age of 12, so, you know, good for him. But she literally, the Malkavian, found apps that would borrow her 100 times her capital, and she bought low and she sold high, and it's like, yeah. That's void level of jealousy here. Moves that I would never do, for that is absolutely, completely, and utterly foolish. But just, I want a piece of what you got, you fictional character, you know? Up! Her face is back here. And her face we click on. Up! Tara wants to meet. When you reach the cafe, you're welcomed by the familiar face of the waiter who first led you inside. You exchange looks and nods. He hides his vape pen in the back pocket. He's been expecting you. Something happened to her car and she, hasn't exactly left the room ever since. Ooh. It's the same route as before. First, beyond the locked door at the end of the room with all the computers, then into an endless grey labyrinth. This is a lot less grey. The last time we looked at Endless Grey Labyrinth, we looked at literally the black hole This time it is actual rooms, and whoa, that is one impressive corridor. I finally reach a door that would look like any other to random bystander. Of course, by now you know that its Hope's Haven lies beyond it. The waiter bids you adieu with an exacerbated bow and starts walking back to the cafe. You enter the familiar room. This time the lights are on inside. I like a lot of things about this place. I mean, when I heard that she was hiding out in an internet cafe, you know what I imagined? I imagined like those Japanese types that give you like a... pretty much like a 1 meter by 1 meter little room. With just like a computer in it, but it has like some privacy, because all of the Western ones that I've seen, it's just one open room with computers in it. It's not even like little privacy rooms. Japanese ones have little privacy rooms, and unfortunately their homeless population kinda has to live there because it's shelter, it's roofed, there's a bathroom in there, there's a shower in there that you can use, so you can effectively use it as a cheap motel for staying. That's what I imagined. Like, yeah, I know, right? This one is like an endless corridor with rooms, but they seem to... like, this is very spacious. This is like, I think London would call it a studio apartment. Like, this amount of space would definitely be sold as a studio apartment. This is very spacious. I like what I see. If you're kindred that has to hide out, it looks really good. But I would be hard-pressed to ever find a real-world example of the corridor that we saw just before, with, like, actual, like, private little rooms. No, I can't. I can't see it. And I definitely can't see this space existing like this either. Hope is inside, walking around nervously, overseeing every screen in sight. When she spots you, she wastes no time on introductions. Carrie Montgomery, what do you know of her? Not a lot? Yeah, you know, my office that I worked in was pretty small. The office that I saw another company work in was also pretty small. My mother worked at an international company in Lithuania, and their office was significantly bigger. So I would have seen a corridor like that, but about like half as long. Like, it would have been severely shorter. And even then, like, even at a big company, the office rooms, not this size. This looks like pretty sizable. Like, it doesn't look like her desk is directly at the stairs. And it looks like her bed is, like, quite a bit away. Once again, and that's, like, a full-on setup. So it does look like a studio apartment. I think it's bigger than the room that I'm sitting in right now. You could have seen her in listicles, such as Top 5 Badass Women in Tech 2018, 12 CEOs who spark innovation through empathy, or 20 entrepreneurs with mysterious ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Really? You gonna go there, game? Gonna go there. Oh, yeah, that would be, yep, that would be, like, plants would be huge. Plants would be huge. You don't get to voice your answer. The question was just a minor courtesy. She has a monologue to deliver and she won't allow any interruption. Good, because we don't know what this person is, so anything but a monologue would be pretty bad. 20 years ago, she was a foiled.com investor. Now she's a foiled. It's like, you know how some, like, special cards come in foil? She was a foiled.com investor. Full of foil. Now she's CEO of Double Spiral, a brand management setup. working at the crossroads of big data and influencer culture. Long story short, she spent years convincing her Camarilla contacts that Kindred can benefit from controlling the internet. Her IT ghouls have done a lot of research on deepfakes, AI, and machine learning. Her goal is the ability to generate thousands of believably human online accounts. Basically an army of posters that could brute force anything into the mainstream discourse. The elders took a while to get the concept, but eventually Kara got their blessing. The thing is, she claims her tech is ready to be tested, but needs one final component to work properly, and that's why she proposed a truce. Good news! I guess? Yes, but not in the way she expects. She just gave us an opening we can use to fuck her over. Hear me out. She picked a public place in Manhattan, neutral ground, where we can meet without the fear that the other party might do something stupid and violate the masquerade. She wants to just talk. You will go there in my place and listen to her terms. We won't accept them, of course, especially not after she just tried to kill us. You will just steal her voice and walk away. Steal her voice. What's next? Will you trade her mermaid tail for legs? A Disney joke? Sweet. What's next? Will you hit me with a topical Harry Potter reference? I like topical Harry Potter references! They're my favorite, especially in regards to Tremere, which are probably completely sick of it. Like, if you ever run into one of them, always go, "What's your Harry Potter house?" And anything that's, like, older than recently deceased will look at you like you're fucking retarded, and you're just like, this is just the way I roll. I'm not trying to be obtuse here. Wait a second, let me explain my plan. You see, there is only one way to even the odds. We have to hit Kara where it hurts, and she's only got one weak point, Double Spiral headquarters. Kara's the only person with access to every room. The security is something she came up with herself, voice-based, but using a different password phrase every time. That means just recording her talking is not enough if we want to get in. That's why I started selling illicit materials to people with access to advanced deepfake audio technology. I got it right in this room, and now all I need is a sample base that will allow me to manufacture a bot that talks like her. To monitor data, I need to stay behind. You know, it's biddies, like, deepfakes were really funny, right? So it's kinda easy, right? Sorry, got a message, but, yeah, it's all over Twitter. It's all over Twitter, and it's easily accessible Reddit shit. You don't need to go to a company to get a deepfake. They're not hard. I mean, this was 2019, but in 2020, they're not hard to get. To monitor data, I need to stay behind. Still, I think the plan is pretty simple. You talk to her while wearing a wire, process the recordings here to steal her voice, and voila, she's wide open. Then we invade Double Spiral and destroy it from within. The evil is defeated, I become a part of your crew. Happy ending for everybody. How does that sound to you? Well, that sounds fun. Yep, it does. Happy to hear it. Yay! We are very happy to hear it. Oh, spaced out and stuttering. That's good. That's good. I got an offer to help me with energy work, but I'm not good at energy work. It's not a thing that I'm actively pursuing, so I was like, yeah, thanks for offering help and stuff, but I'm kind of low energy and I'm kind of not really good at this, and I can probably really knock myself out if I try too hard, so I honestly don't. Alright, let me fix you up with the hardware. She hands you a minuscule earpiece and starts attaching a small decorative pen to your clothes, along with some masked wiring. It's a directional microphone. I can clean up the audio later, but keep it pointed directly at Kara as much as possible. Oh, alright. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Beautiful. Kara designed the meeting place as the vessel You heard about the place, right? It's right by the eastern end of Lincoln Tunnel. You see, I really don't understand this. Like, she is talking with signs, which make me assume that she's still typing it all on her phone, which I suppose she shows us the typing. But how can she stutter if she's typing this? Unless she actually talks her personalities out. In that case, why do we have a sign in here? This is like super confusing for me. A giant pile of staircases, basically impossible to miss. Manhattan's answer to the Eiffel Tower, or a gaudy monument to being only ever so slightly free, depending on who you ask. I'll drive you there, but my car is still in the shop and I don't want to risk being spotted by Kara's people. And I need to process the voice data from here. Which means I have a perfectly acceptable number of excuses for not letting myself get anywhere close to that demonic old hag. See, we should get this show on the road, or what? Ready whenever you are. Oh. We got there. The place is closed to general public. And it's guarded. And I'm expected. You know, city people often complain about being unable to see the starry skies, but I always thought the real tragedy was how they're unable to appreciate the man-made sea of lights that surrounds them. Why can't you appreciate both? You can teach people a lot of things, but you can't teach them to see, eh? Yep, that would be the woman. I wonder what's her clan. I wonder what's her clan. First, a representative of Sophie Langley, now a representative of Hope. Not the way I would develop my own career, but I gotta say, not many neonates get around the way you do. Hardy fucking har! Can't say I expected her to actually arrive here with you or instead of you. On the other hand, I'm sure every single word I say will instantly be relayed to her. And for the first time in forever, your empty blabbering will serve an actually useful cause. So let me make sure we cut out everyone but the middleman for a while, okay? Ooh. Oh. Oh no. You can't hear Hope anymore. It's probable she can't hear your voice right now either, which would mean she must be busy raging and cursing out everything in her sight at the moment. This obviously wasn't something she expected to happen. Could it be that Kara saw through your plan? You'll have to play it cool and see what happens. Knowing Hope, you probably heard whatever scraps can be googled about me and a pile of insults for good measure. Obviously, I know everything there is to be known about you as well, Corp. I don't believe we have a need for formal introductions, but first off, let me apologize for the discomfort my former employee has caused you. Yep, Corp. We're still Corp. And she's a former employee. You wouldn't be able... I mean, with that shirt, I wouldn't be surprised if you're a Malkavian, but it isn't just a shirt, it's a turtleneck. It's a turtleneck with a printed picture on it, which is like... top level of bizarre. I don't know where you find that to be bought, honestly. All the turtlenecks that I ever found were like plain. And that's definitely not a sweater. And the sweater wouldn't look like a printed tee. This looks like a printed tee. Yep. I mean, I kind of dig the look. She could be a Malkavian. But I am still confused where you find a turtleneck like that. I wasn't remotely aware of his planned actions against Hope. I fully condemned them. I'm glad to see you unarmed, and of course I applaud your swift disposal of the psycho. Langley chose you well. So let me cut to the chase here and present the best way I know how, through my ideas. Who do you think has a monopoly on reality? Jesus fucking Christ, what a loaded question. None of the answers are right. Okay. If I was there, I don't ever understand why RPGs like to ask me philosophical questions if the only answers are available that are stupid. Do androids dream of electric sheep? And do the electric sheep know of the android dreaming them? It would be very fitting for a Malkavian to say that reality is not what reality seems. And very fitting for this reality to also fully acknowledge that because of their mage systems, reality is also what one perceives it to be, and they have quite a bit of issue with their mages systems, for mages often create their own reality and then get upset when other mages disagree with their reality ideas. Reality and dreams are interconnected. You can't have a monopoly on reality, for reality is subjective. This is especially true in their world. Especially true in their world. We do. Now that's a platitude if I ever had one, unless you mean us as in kindred. Yep. Reality is very much at the eyes of the beholder of the reality. But I was not allowed to go on a philosophical rant. I was given 3 very simplified choices that none of which represent any kind of depth of thought that you could give to such a deep question. It would be as if the game asked me, who are we? Who am I? What is this? What? Actually, Discord. Yep. This is exactly what I was looking for. Exactly what I was looking for. I was using an Inspiro bot, yes. Today, which is a bot that generates inspiring quotes, right? And this just really tickled me. Ask not, why now? But what the fuck? It just felt appropriate, sorry. A monopoly is a bit much, but yes, we've been pretty adept at controlling the narrative regarding our existence throughout the ages. Too bad we started slipping up recently. We were completely unprepared for the information era and the existence of the Second Inquisition and the direct consequence of that, so many final deaths that could have been avoided. Yeah, just... what the fuck? Heck, stop asking all them philosophical questions. Just go, what the fuckity fuck happened? It's actually really appropriate for anything World of Darkness as well. Just always be confused. Always be confused. Permanent state of confusion. That would be me. But unlike Hope, who decided to separate herself from the shit show and criticize from a safe distance without offering any solutions, I'm here to take matters into my own hands. Oh. Her ghouls are going somewhere. You know, Bolivia just had a military coup. Hundreds of new accounts posting about nothing but Bolivian politics in English set out to convince every random person online that the US wasn't to blame. Sloppy work, if you ask me. Now imagine this, a 17-year-old K-pop fan from Ohio writing an entire thread about how her relatives in La Paz are actually glad that the president's gone. Film reviewer with a side interest in politics selling you a CA-approved narrative about Evo Morales. An approachable fitness guy explaining the situation to you in simple terms just like it is. Oh, Jade, it took me a while to internalize what you just said. I had to reread twice. Yeah. I mean, this game decided to, for some reason, for one thing, put reality in it, so a line on Epstein was there. But I actually don't know. I don't know, because, there's always Twitter accounts defending shit. Normally bot accounts, normally whenever shit goes down in China. There's a lot of censorship worldwide right now. A lot of censorship worldwide. My mother is actually going off the deep end and she's getting super scared because she's like, it actually looks worse than it did during Soviet Union times. And it's like, I know. I've been living in this world for a while now. Yeah, you can't... A lot of news sources will only present you with one narrative. Depending on the country, different news sources will present you with different narrative depending on which political party they're shilling for. Some news will not be presented at all. Some news you will only hear from your relatives or your friends or internet people. Well, she's a bit older than you. She's over 50. And she's really been going off the deep end to a point where she is convinced that some of Lithuanian politicians have been abducted by aliens and replaced with copies of themselves. I'm trying to, like, calm her down, but then today I said I celebrated Yule, and she went off the deep end going, have you gone nuts? Are you a pagan now? So, yeah, I'm the crazy one, totally. The witch of the family is the crazy one, not the one talking about alien abductions. But yeah, I've been living through a lot of this censorship myself, and she just noticed late. It has been going on for quite a while now. You tread extra carefully to just not step on all the right toes, and the truth is just normally not out there. It's not hard to emulate the masses. Reach out to one of those Eastern European troll farms and... Eastern European troll farms? What? I feel personally offended now. And bang, a few hours later you have a clone army that will instantly voice their support for any cause. Do you mean K-pop stans? If you want troll accounts, go for K-pop stans. Why are you... What Eastern European troll farms? Chinese troll farms, yes, Eastern... What Eastern European troll farms? You will spread your message, but you won't foster a new culture that serves your goals, won't masquerade your messaging as independent thought. For that, you need personalities, not the masses. But the ability to emulate personality is a whole different ballgame, not a craft but an art. You need to understand your fabrication so deeply that you start to hate it, and then you learn to love it. And if you want to make a bunch of those personalities follow one agenda, you need a one-in-a-lifetime team to achieve that. A like-minded artistic collective, both ambitious and obedient. Up, Dig, we can hear Hope and Kara's speech. They shaped each other's personas. And then Hope must be really curious, right? I'm wondering if Kara is her sire. I wish I could ask Kara if she's Hope's sire. Because, if you can notice similarities between the two, and she looks kinda crazy, then chances are both of them are bloody Malkavians. The state is satisfied when an account that went unused for 5 years suddenly starts yelling imperialist propaganda into the void. The aging corporations are too set in their ways. But imagine a fresh startup that enables the proliferation of ideas adhesing to the prince's plan for the future. Now imagine it's getting into bed with the biggest corporations and agencies. So many lives that could be improved or even saved from the raids of First Light. I have the infrastructure, I have the elders' support. All I need is a mastermind at the center of it all. You mean... Yes, Hope. You know, I'm a huge fan of funk. The leading idea of my company, the Spiral, is to make everything I do a little bit punk. It's all about clashing ideas. It's all about disruption. Oh god, you think to yourself, she's that kind of person. You saw a lot of them in your life. Your inner Ventru does not approve. To me, Hope is as punk as it gets. A free spirit, fiercely independent, an eternal contrarian at odds with everything and everyone, developing her talents just because she finds it joyful. But god, does this girl need guidance? You sound like Strauss now. You sure you didn't internalize Strauss? Because I swear he would have offered guidance to his table lamp, and he might do multiple times an evening, because everything needed guidance with him, to a point where guidance that took just a special echo in my head after playing through Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines for one time too many. Not putting her talents to better use, running away, posting insane bullshit all the time. I mean, she's rich! She can do what? She can buy an island and live in peace? What a waste! I have built an environment specifically to develop her talents and let her become indispensable to our society, but she rejects it because of some idiotic hang-ups. I don't expect you to change your mind about me just because I kept yapping and yapping. I just hope you'll keep my perspective in mind and serve as the voice of reason Hope really needs right now. Now that I had my say, how about we put our girl back on? ... I'm here, keep talking. Don't worry, she should have heard everything. I just wanted to spare you an annoying commentary track while I introduce myself. Excuse me for a second. One of Kara's guards approaches to show her something on his phone. Hope uses the distraction to get you up to speed with how things are on her side. Yeah, for a second there I was about to rage that the hack had gotten the better of us, but hey, go figure, she just wanted to take a piss in my Cheerios. The plan worked. I have a lot of data from her monologuing and some private sources, but the more we gather, the better. The display here says some more K letters would be useful. So don't beat yourself up about it if you fail, but if you can get her to repeat something with K in it, that might improve her deepfake voice. Sorry about that, looks like some word. I've got to attend a sudden meeting with a Google representative shortly. Google representative in the middle of the night, Kara. In the middle of the night. Not bragging though. But the way, does anyone but Hope know about this little rendezvous? Your patron, any other companion, or maybe the Nosferatu? Nobody. It's just us. Should I have told somebody? I feel like I maybe should have not disclosed to you that nobody has known about this little rendezvous, for I feel like you might have killed me, honestly. Yeah. Maybe not. It just says a lot about your personality, that's all. Anyway, no offense, but since Hope's not here, I really have to rush. Honestly, I feel a little insulted that she set up this meeting and didn't even bother to show up. Still, out of respect for Langley, I decided to have this talk with you. To explain you why I'm an asset to the Camarilla, and to explain why the elders need Hope by my side. What the worm-brained hag here forgot to mention is that the elders don't give a shit about me. Even if you don't see it in my way now, I believe I'm sowing some seeds here that might sprout in the near future. The Sparrow looks out for people who look out for it, is all I'm saying. But before I leave, you know, there's one thing I really wish I knew. Back when I knew her, she was a different person, or different people, depending on how you look at it. Why does she fight against me so much? What's her motivation to resist so much? Answer whatever you want, but A, you better lie through your teeth. B, get her to say the V a few more times if you can. Might improve a few shortcomings of her deepfake software. nonsense. I really need to go now. See you around, Corp. She begins to walk downstairs surrounded by her guards. Once she's gone from before your eyes, Hope decides to summarize your mission. For the love of Christ. Wish you could have kept her droning on for a little longer. Turns out the T letter could have used some improvements as well. Not complaining though, you did good, and don't worry, the data I have should be more than enough to generate a convincing deepfake. I just need to put in some more work. So I guess I will get to that right away. Enjoy the rest of your night. Drop my hardware at the Haven when you get the chance. I'll let you know when we're ready to hit Kara's base of operations. Pray for my success, sweetie, and I might be done soon. Maybe even tomorrow. And once we're done with her, we'll talk about how I can repay you generously. Amen. Love! Love. The thing is, she had to convince herself that that can't be real. So it kinda... Yeah, that's kinda Malkavian building, isn't it? Like, they're all somewhat related, aren't they? Like, she might have been Hope's sire, maybe. I am sensing relationship vibes. Oh, a nosy reporter. Here's a sleazy reporter for a gossip magazine sniffing around Sophie's Haven. Well, we need to do something for this evening, and we could use the food again. We got shot at last night after feeding, unfortunately, so we are hungry again. The streetlights filter into the apartment in stark white glow, as if someone were shooting a movie outside. The art pieces display a tasteful expense entirely fitting the image you have of Sophie. It feels as if 1,000 sins have been committed on these premises, most of them under her benevolent hospitality. What a sinful apartment with that really old wallpaper that actually kind of looks like Strauss's as well. It's something about them round geometrical shapes. My grandma had the same wallpaper too. I suppose everyone old just kind of really, you really like that. I enjoy pure painted wall because you can do a lot with that. You remove the noise and then you add the noise on it with paintings and decorations. You don't have noise on noise that doesn't a bad space make. I mean, her space isn't that bad, but it's definitely very cluttered. So she sorta has her own style, but at the same time, if I had to live in this space, it would start giving me anxiety over time. Just with the sheer amount of stuff, but that's just me. You understand that people judge me based on how you dress, don't you? Oh. Okay, why isn't there an answer if you didn't give me any money, you hag? How was I supposed to have any more than one outfit when I can't recover the rest of my closet from where I used to live, for that life is now dead to me. I literally have been wearing the clothes that I died in, I have to assume, for the last 7 nights, if not 10. I think this is 11th night. There has been a lot of time. There has been a lot of time, not at a single point this game has told me that I actually received a change of clothes. Come on, details. I tried to dress inconspicuously with the same dress that I died in. That's very sensible of you. I suppose I should commend you for that. You think that as a vampire, at least we wouldn't have to worry about the vultures of the press. Unfortunately, when you have the power and ability, there's always parasites trying to feed on you. You know, I don't actually understand the whole dressing inconspicuously thing, because for one thing, I look like a fruitcake. And I am human. And I don't even live in a big town, so, I would definitely stand out, but I am still very much definitely human. So, Fruitcake style is just a thing that shouldn't be attracting attention to ya, really, if you died. Is there a reporter after you? Yes. A terribly persistent creature. What did you do to get a reporter after you? Sophie steps away from the window and settles down on the sofa, a wine glass with red liquid in it, blood treated as to not to spoil. I thought that if blood was treated, right, you have to have a trait, like iron gullet, to actually bloody drink it, and, after about 100 years, you stop being able to consume it. How old is Sophie? You became good at noticing the scent even from a distance. Alternatively, you know that she is a bloody vampire just like you, and that is literally the only thing you guys can eat. What do you think is in there? Tomato juice. She doesn't offer you any as you cautiously sit down across from her. This awful man has been stalking my apartment with a camera. He's gone through my trash, talked to the neighbors. Please be there and explain to him that there's nothing for him here. What kind of trash do you even have? I mean, do you buy groceries just to throw them away in order to have inconspicuous trash? Is this about the masquerade? That's a big deal for us, right? Indeed! You're learning! This must happen often. How do you usually deal with it? Everyone has their own way. Sometimes the problem goes away with a bit of money or sharp words. Other times you need something more. Do you know anything about the reporter? Man, woman, young, old, anything like that? All gossip reporters look the same to me. That's not very helpful. Time for you to go. I have business to attend to. Okay. No reporters immediately jump at me. I'll stay put. As you contemplate going back inside and telling Sophie you're not looking for a new career as a lookout, you suddenly notice the lens of a camera pointed at you from across the street. Hey! You yell and run across the street. It's a man you're sure you've seen somewhere before. Rotund, pasty, someone who spent too much time in badly ventilated rooms stained with cigarette smoke. That is highly specific? Is this like a New York thing? I don't know any badly ventilated rooms stained with cigarette smoke. Not a single one. Nada. Not at all. You enter an alley, a dark, dingy space between two tall buildings. Once upon a time, a place like this might have worried you, made you think of muggings and violence. Now it's clear that it's the most dangerous thing in here is you. The man you are following seems to realize this too. He holds his camera in front of him like a shield, its heavy objective resting on his pouch. With a start, you recognize him. You remember the face, the shaded sunglasses from a picture next to a byline and some trashy paper someone thrust in your face at the company party. His name is Frank Doherty. We have really good memory of the most minute details that do not matter in life. I wish I could remember my life in this clear detail. She remembers friggin' magazines thrown at her at parties that do not matter. And he's taken pictures of one of your investors feeding up a sex worker at a nightclub. Feeling up, not feeding up. Feeding a sex worker at a nightclub would be quite the sight. But I am pretty sure that that's not what had been happening. You've been there too, and the funny thing was, what Doherty showed in the photo was just the tip of the iceberg. After all, work hard and play hard was the order of the day. Hey, don't go around scaring people like that. I recognize you. I recognize you from that thing. You're a fake reporter, right? I'm a real reporter, damn it. So what are you reporting on? I'm not sure you can help me. Well, perhaps you can. Do you live here? I'm working on a story about a local resident. Her name is Sophie. Everybody knows her in high society circles. She's a redhead, pretty as a picture. And there were a lot of pictures of her through the years. That's the thing, in fact. Look at this. That's strange. So what do you think's going on? Beats me. That's what I'm here to find out. You must have a theory about what's happening. I have a theory or two, but before I print my theory, I need the facts to back it up. 3 words. Extreme plastic surgery. All celebrities do it. Only her doctor is better than the rest. You're looking for a doctor in an alley? Okay, fine. I don't know what this is about. So how would you explain it? Oh boy! Okay, this reporter wasn't gonna go for a supernatural explanation how a woman has not aged for like... probably 60 plus years, or 80 plus years. And, he was gonna go with extreme plastic surgery by a miracle doctor, and here we are. Trying to get his thoughts in the supernatural, I suppose. It's all a hoax. Have you considered the possibility that pictures are a hoax? Sure, anything can be a hoax, but I dug up those old papers from archives myself. I got to have something usable. Ventru gotta do what Ventru gotta do. Look Frank in the eyes. They are red behind his shaded glasses, veins popped from years of neglecting his body. Suddenly he seems soft, easy to manipulate. He will... nothing but plaster crumbling under your boot. Go home and destroy your research on Sophie Langley. As your vampiric gaze takes over Frank's mind, he feels less than a person and more like an automaton, a machine you can program. Perhaps this is why older vampires are said to think of humans as nothing but animals. How can you consider someone a thinking person with free will when you can override them at any moment? I'm sorry. I can also stab somebody at any moment and end their life. Not that I would ever do something like that, but the possibility of me doing that always exists. That doesn't stop them from being a thinking and functioning human being. How can you think of anyone as alive when you can just stab them to death at any second? I know, right? Frank is mumbling, fondling his camera, inching around you to the entrance of the alley. He looks sad and worn as he goes, a man who used to be something, now just a shell. It feels almost embarrassing to use the powers of your blood on someone so weak. At least you're pretty sure he'll stay away. Oh! Right before you open the door, you notice something strange. The sounds of television are coming from your apartment! Madman, if you're not mistaken. You open the door and carefully peek in. A young, disheveled woman is curled up on your sofa. She has a blanket pulled on top of her and seems very comfortable. Next to her lies an obviously unconscious preppy woman. Oh, you're home! Hello, person that is wearing a literal fox. You weren't home, so I started without you. No Netflix and chill? Join me, there's space on the sofa. I brought us a snack. You enjoyed it the last time? I forgot, my name's Adelaide. Adelaide Davis. I like you a lot. Help yourself and settle in. Oh! No, there's only 2 options. I kinda wanna go out with the mad fox lady. She brought a snack and everything. Thank you for all you've done for me. Still, the sun is coming up soon. You don't want to get caught here. Oh, that's so sweet. I don't mind. I can spare a day with you. We should go on a proper date first. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Adelheid Davis, The Curse of Snug Harbor and the Flash. This is a new love for you, fledgling. I hate it when they disappear. They should have enough manners to slink away in embarrassment so we can all enjoy it. The Clan of the Moon. Did I not advise caution when dealing with them? I am sorry, the Clan of the Moon? The Clan of the... Malkavian? What? Who's the Moon? Who's the Moon? You clearly need my help. It won't happen tonight, but let me see if I can resolve your stalker problem for real. No! Come on! She brought food! Sophie didn't offer me food! Why can't I have some fun with crazy people? She looks properly crazy. And speaking of crazy... Let's go with this. Let's go with this level of crazy. Called Hope. Hope's poorly scribbled message reaches you in your haven. With an unmarked envelope, you find the barely legible address you're supposed to reach, and the hour you're expected to arrive there. This isn't then. The night of the final showdown! It's the final countdown! You check the clock. There's way more than enough time to comfortably reach your destination, but you decide to take a drive earlier just in case. That is always a good idea. You're about to set out on an operation against a key New York figure well connected with both human and vampire elites. What if her security overwhelms you? How will the council react to your raid? You can only trust that Hope has thought it all through. Doesn't seem like the type who would attempt a suicidal mission. You're talking about Malkavians right now. Which isn't something you typically say about a person who regularly inflicts violence on herself in front of a camera. Talking about Malkavians right now. Okay. I park my own car at a distance from the double spiral building and approached the Mazda car, which looked kind of weird, so yep. We assumed that it's Hope's. Wow, you're early. Good evening. Yes, good evening for a glorious death. Psych. Come on, what's with that face? I suffer from too much FOMO to let myself die. I got accounts to run, notifications to check. Plus, no way in hell would allow Montgomery the satisfaction of a draw. I'm going there to secure a flawless victory. No time to wait, let's go! Anywho, glad you managed to make sense of my ugly scribbles. I totally forgot how exhausting it is to write stuff by hand. Still not as exhausting as having to deliver messages personally to somebody's door. Next time you meet Langley, ask her to get you a flip phone or something, okay? About to burn this shithole down to the ground. With Kara inside? No. She's out at the moment trying to sell services she won't be able to offer. You see, our job is easy. We need to get in, destroy the server containing all double spiral research, and walk out. No spectacle, no dramatic showdowns. Now, I know exactly what you're gonna say, but wait, Hope, if this data is so priceless, shouldn't she have external backups? Is Kara a complete dunce? Excellent question, my neonate friend. The answer is yes, she's a dunce. But aside from her numerous negative qualities, she also has a positive one. She's totally paranoid. She used to have a naive dumbass who wouldn't even cover up her laptop camera, but she lost trust in all external companies after a little cyber espionage incident. She's obsessed with not uploading her precious data anywhere online. Now she only has one physical backup hidden deeper inside the headquarters. Nobody has an idea of where it might be, but I do. Normally I'd never be able to reach that place, but Double Spiral is like an underground base. The walls and doors are reinforced, both against the living and the dead. But the answer to this problem is simple. We only need Kara to lend us her voice so that we can override all security measures and get the heart of the facility. What do you say, Kara? Will you help the girl out for old good time's sake? And yep, we have our deep fake. Oh, and if you're afraid of consequences from the Camarilla, don't be. I'm assuming full responsibility and my ass is covered. I got some favors to collect and to offer. Besides, Kara's a goddamn snake and everybody knows it. No important player will miss her influence. You were only tolerating her in case she hit a big with her tech stuff. Too bad she won't ever get the chance to succeed, so without further ado, shall we? We were apparently expected. And the man is very disorientated. We probably used our powers there. Rather, Hope probably used her powers there. Eventually, we managed to go down, and that corridor looks exactly the same as the internet cafes. We are reusing corridor assets here. Welcome to Kara Montgomery's Deadly Dungeons Corp. Less than a month ago, you were stuck in a similar workplace, blissfully unaware that you were headed for death. Final destination of every living being, game. Final destination of every living being. And, whether it's at 100 years old or whether you get hit by a car tomorrow, that's... you never know. So you're always blissfully unaware, but you're always heading for death. But you always kept up appearances at least. Let's just get to the first floor and test my little Kara out. Symbiotics. Seriously, come on! Semiotics. Verification error. Please try again. Hyperreal. Hyperreal. Access granted. Looks like the tech isn't quite perfect. Yeah, we can't... Yes, I know. How nice. Well, Jade, it's truth. That's where we're all heading. Actually, you can take a more positive attitude. You could say, you know where we're heading? For a new life. We are heading towards a new rebirth. For the circle just keeps going on and never stops. If you wanna be so inclined, you can believe that and just go. It's always just new opportunities of life. New opportunities of life. It just has a beginning and an end, but, you know. At the least the passwords seem randomized, so we can try and brute force our way in unless the system locks us out after a few failed attempts. Well, we can only hope that the data we collected is enough. Into the beast small we go. It's a wide open office. It would be as murky as the corridor you just left if it wasn't for rows of monitors illuminating the space. A shadowy figure stares at every screen in the room. This is such a depressing view. Reminds me of my old workplace. My boss used to sit behind all of us so that he could stare at all of our monitors to make sure that we're only doing what is appropriate. That would give me so much anxiety. In fact, positioning people like that will give them all anxiety at all times because they're all forced to stare at each other. So you're afraid, what if you make a mistake and somebody sees it? Cubicles are more humane than this. Alternatively, you want the setup where everybody don't just like see each other's monitors, but you should give people private space. This is sad. This is very sad. Kara's voice plays from Hope's speaker. Behold, this is where the magic happens. A family of driven folks hungry for success, always taking the bull by the horns, building a high-performance culture. Together. Ugh. What's wrong with them? Don't worry, they're likely just a bunch of ghouls and whatnot. Hard-working, conditioned, tireless, low maintenance, kinda dumb, perfect workers. Probably won't leave their seats unless we make them, but let's not. Got more important things to do, like destroying a few years' worth of their work. Alrighty, so do we go straight to the server room or do you want to check one of the side rooms first? Your call! I would prefer to wrap things up here as fast as possible, but hey, little Kara is here with us thanks to the data you gathered. If you think you can use her voice for something useful, feel free to do it. Let's just wrap things up. No, this is your show. Let's just get out of here as fast as we can. I hear you. This way. Not a corridor. They all look the same. Wait, was it this door or don't tell me she moved things around? Apocalypse. Apocalypse. Access granted. Ah, another identical office. Target confirmed. Moving to data room. Should have invested in SSD, sys. Time to burst out my portable degausser. This will take a good minute. I got a few tricks up my sleeve. If you find something that interests you, let me know. Yeah, you know what? Let's just look around. Have fun, dear God in heaven. I know I will. I mean, we don't need to protect Hope. Unlike Mr. Tremere there, that had to sit in a single place for 30 minutes, while also doing very careful pacing, and might have assaulted a couple drunk women in the park. Hope is only gonna be there for a couple of minutes, and she has her full awareness around herself. This door, huh? Okay, let me give it a shot. We found a nice door. And apparently canoe, and kayak. No dice, I'm back to work. Too bad, you briefly wonder if you're to blame. Shrug and follow Hope to the data room entrance. We couldn't get in because we didn't get Kara to talk for long enough. Because, we told her that Hope is being mean because of love. All done, baby. Looks like the boys are finally going to get a break. Oh. Okay. Switching off the bloody thing switches off the workers. You realize that the constant silent rhythm of mechanical keyboards has stopped. The workers are all idling, slumped over their desks, completely resigned to the fact that their raison d'etre has disappeared. Hope hurriedly collects her hardware and motions you to follow after her. Alright, we're almost done. Now we just need to take care of the backups and we can get a hell away from here. This complex be big, yo. There, this is where she must keep the backups. It's a sturdy metal door, unlike any other in this building. Right next to it, however, is a voice-based security system you know pretty well by now. Please, 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 just no last-second surprises! Double spiral. Double spiral. You feel like the time has frozen. For whatever reason, it takes longer than usual for the speaker to deliver the verdict. Access granted. What a relief! The metal doors grind loudly as they invite you in. The thing is, the voice wasn't correct. The voice stuttered. I have a bad feelings about this. Oh. Okay. The last door leads to Hope's Haven. Or leads to a place that looks exactly like the Hope's Haven. Here to explain? What's there to explain? Just think a little. The first explanation that pops into your head will probably be the right conclusion. She looks at you as if she was about to add something, then bites her tongue and gets back to destroying her rival's life. She makes it obvious she doesn't want to re-examine her past. You rest against the bed, quietly watching Hope's technological wizardry and wondering about her past relationship with Kara for knows how long. I am just... You know, this is quite the dedication, right? If you have escaped... If you have escaped either your former sire or lover or whatever they had going on, and you have recreated your old haven, item to item, wow. Because even the items on the desk, including the stack of papers, is identical. Yep, I know, right? You're like, okay, I remember having a box of tissues on my desk. And they had 50 out of 75 left. I must quickly get rid and scrunch up 25 tissues and drop them about the room and throw some out to make things look absolutely identical. Not to mention requiring to find an office that looks absolutely identical with friggin' stairs and everything. Before you even make a move, the doors begin to make a grinding noise. You freeze up watching them open. Behind them stands the very person you were afraid you would appear. That's the punk t-shirt you hoped you would avoid seeing tonight. Jesus fucking Christ almighty. Oh. An unbearable tension that fills the room as nobody wants to make the first move. Eventually, it's Hope who decides to break the stalemate by loudly pressing the enter button on her laptop and immediately dropping it into her bag. It's just... Oh! It's you! Oh! You doubt it's anything more than a provocation, the Malkavian letting her opponent know she won, but it works! The noise makes Montgomery snap out of her stupor. You psycho! You fucking demented, vindictive psycho! Hi! I like how her handle is just like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. You were supposed to be on the other side of the city right now. At the meeting. I am notified about every failed voice authentication attempt. I got back here expecting to find some idiots still trying to make their way through the front. But I never expected. Just how? I'm the CEO of Double Sorrow and I endorse wrecking my shit. You fucking gremlin! How did you get your hands on that kind of tech? Even I. Company secret. Not deepfakes are not hard came from 2019. Deepfakes are known technology that's all over Twitter right now. I built this paradise for you. For us. For yourself and nobody else. No hope left. Is the handle. What happened to the Hope I used to know? She can't come to the phone right now. She is dead. I regret the day I let you into my life. Stop lying to yourself, Kara. You only regret the day you let me out of your life. Shouldn't have left your mask slip, honey. Just tell me there's a copy of my data you haven't ruined and I'll let you out of here alive. Both of you. Not a single bit of data remains. More than a decade of your work down the drain. Welcome to your worst night of your life since the .com crash, Miss Montgomery. Kara looks as if a stake was just driven through her heart. She starts to collapse, sliding down against the door like she was sinking deeper and deeper into her personal hell. Hope just stares at her torment, wearing an indecipherable expression, waiting for her rival to reach the floor. Then she does. And there, at the lowest point of her life, she finds something unexpected. I never ever wanted to do this. This is not me. But if there's only one way out of this mess, I'm going to take it and I'm going to get my data back. Come on, Kara, you wouldn't dare. You started this game, now accept your loss. Game isn't over until all players are out of moves, honey. How would you... I'm gonna assume that I have two Malkavians talking, because she does look very much like a Malkavian, but, How are you gonna get your data back? Because the realization does not dawn on me. Gonna cut Hope's head off or something and just kind of connect it onto a computer? Because that's not gonna work. Oh! She's like, I'll eat you. Yep, I know. This very much does. I mean, they probably are. They're probably... One of them is probably the other's sire. She's planning on eating Hope in order to get her data back. In order to get what was on the data inside her head. The last time something like this happened to me, I was ready to die. I think I'll take my chances. It's not like I haven't dreamed about feeling my fangs inside you for a very long time. Jesus Christ. That is not a good sentence. It's kind of like, I dreamed of having my knife inside your heart. Because it just feels like an ecstatic thing to do, you know? So you wanna give me this one victory? Prove once and for all that I was right. It was never about me, but about all the stupid garbage in my head? Yep, Malkavians. Victory, please. Victories are material. They aren't like your little online arguments. With herself, for she has like 50 accounts. She's serious about this corpse. She wants to devour me as a whole. Sacrifice her humanity in exchange for access to my soul and everything I know. That can go two ways, by the way. It's not like diablerie is a guaranteed victory. It's more like you gamble your own soul. You could just end up with a better generation and a better body, honestly. Stay away, Corp. You want money, data, domain privileges, a position, a double spiral? Anything you want, you can get if you just look the other way. Don't listen to this shit. The moment the prince finds out, it's final death for... And Kara runs, her moves resembling a beast more than human, immediately closing the distance to Hope. Then she jumps at the Malkavian like wild animal hunting her prey. Hope instinctively attempts to defend herself, but is immediately overwhelmed. Laying on the ground, she looks like deer in headlines. Kara, on the other hand, looks like bear ready to malice victim. If you want to react, you need to do it now. Oh. I already took bullets for Hope. I am not... Yeah, this isn't like the point where you're just like, let me just whistle and stand in the corner. There's no, like, death condition outside of the end of the game anyway. Inside this game, because it's a pretty linear roller coaster, which makes it fairly disappointing. So now that I got that out of the way, yeah, sure, damage. Let's take more damage. You know, she's dangerous, but so are you. You know, you can endure her hits, but can she endure yours? Do Ventra really have access to fortitude? That's my question. As it turns out, yes. Your attempt to drag Kara away from Hope quickly turns into an exchange of wild and messy blows. The thing is, when she realizes you tapped into your superhuman power, she responds by doing exactly the same thing! And since she's in beast mode, she's hitting faster and harder than you. This is a battle of attrition you probably can't win. You back away, deciding to pick a different approach. Yeah, so we got beaten the shit out of us. We backed away. Hope's apparently still doing nothing on the floor. Do we have the time to calmly look around? That's the question. Plenty of things you can use as a weapon, probably. You know what? I'm gonna let my instincts take over. I'm already at full sprint. You run up to Kara, grab her, and start pulling her away from Hope. However, you're dealing with a beast here. Choosing to trust your instincts, you underestimated hers. Before you realize what happened, you find yourself smashed against the nearest wall. Confused and in pain, you check your torso. Some bones feel broken. You still got lucky and should be able to move around, but this will take some time to heal. Kara's already focused on attacking Hope again. Just rushing in blindly won't help. You need a plan. Wait! There's no point to just rushing in blindly. Kara's little feral animal right now. You don't wrestle with those. You use tools to overwhelm them. Look at Hope's bag. Could any of her devices help? No way in hell. Think harder. Look at the bed, the pillows, the canopy, hooks hanging from the ceiling. Bingo! You grab one of the hooks and yank the chain. It's long enough for your idea to work. Run to Kara, who's about to maul Hope like a wild animal again because Hope's literally sitting on the floor doing nothing. I mean, we dragged Kara twice off her and apparently had time to take a look around calmly, which we didn't do, but that's twice that the Hope was kind of sitting there doing bloody nothing when the fight should have been mostly between her and Kara. Then you stab her with all your strength. The hook gets deep underneath her skin. Kara yells. There's more surprise than pain in her voice. You quickly wrap the chain around her a few times, and you step back and start pulling on it with all your strength. Kara's taken by surprise, still not understanding what's going on. She loses her balance and gives her victim a chance to escape. Hope takes it. Still dazed, she takes a second to understand the situation, but when she does, she runs up to you and starts pulling the chain with you. Okay, we pulled Kara off Hope twice though. What the hell was Hope doing? Because this is the third time. Only day's the third time. The other two times, she was probably just like, die! Arg! You never handle her alone, but Hope displays surprising strength while pulling the chain. A minute later, she's hanging above the floor like Butcher's carcass. The end of the hook is stuck in her chest, and it's sinking deeper as she struggles. However, she's flailing so wildly she might free herself before it puts her out of commission. Yeah, I know. Arg! 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 With extra A's! That's how you know that's serious. Use one hand to desperately search for something that can help you under the bed. Belts, cuffs, a whip. Giant cattle prod! For reasons you have no time to act, bemusedly put it to her head and turn it on. Definitely lots of A's in that one. The device must be modified. The power current is so powerful it causes scarring almost immediately. She's getting weaker and weaker. You are you're souping her brain. Takes Kara a while to accept defeat, but eventually she does. Her body seemingly lifeless, her head hanging down, she looks like a grotesque portrait of defeat. The hook must have reached her heart. It takes Hope a long time to collect herself. Eventually she manages to speak up. Yes, we gotten up to this point, huh? Just like Kara before, Hope starts to talk in a completely different way than she usually does. I have a bad feeling about this. You want to add my data to yours? You know I can grant your wish, except not the way you imagined it. Hope starts mumbling and cycling around Kara. For the first time since you met her, she acts like she doesn't have her phone in her hand. This violent aura. The Malkavian looks deeply into your eyes and she knows you know what she's tempted to do. You silently beg for her not to do it. It doesn't feel right. Stop trying to consume each other, you two animals! This Ventru approve not does. Be my witness. I haven't harmed her. You left her here with me. You have no idea what happened next. She's driven by malice. Disabled security, so you're free to leave now. Call me whenever you need me. I'm part of your coterie now, so I'll repay my debts or whatever. I'll still got some unfinished business here. Would be smart of you to leave. You sigh, shrug your shoulders, and head out the way you came. Fucking why? I don't know, I would have ended my contact with this person, like, right there and there. Yep. That's kinda what it feels like. I don't approve of diablerie, and I definitely would not approve of two Malkavians becoming one right there. I definitely wouldn't trust to work with a Malkavian that decided to become one with another Malkavian right there and then. At the very least, I would not want to hang out with her anymore. I wouldn't want her to be part of my coterie, no matter how much her information is worth. It's just, nope. I would have definitely noped, but my adventure was just like, fine! I'll go my own way. This is fine with me. You know what, I deserve whatever comings for me towards the end of this game. I deserve it. Yeah, whatever. I'm outie. Try to celebrate the new addition to your coterie, but Kara's face appears before your eyes over and over again, making your victory bittersweet. Yeah, fuck me. I should have left Kara to eat her, honestly. Or I should have done in both of them. It's like, beat up both of them. Set them both on the floor. Go, you two will figure it out. Then leave. That did not feel good. That felt like the absolute wrong option, and I hate the fact that the game didn't let me choose afterwards to do anything about this. Ah. Somebody's watching me part 3. Apparently I had enough of Adelaide Davis. I'm pretty sure Sophie has had enough of Adelaide Davis. I have nothing against Adelaide Davis. Adelaide Davis gave me food. I would like to hang out with Adelaide Davis. Adelaide Davis was up for Netflix and chill. I would have been up for Netflix and chill. Game? It's time to head for Elysium and confront her with Sophie by your side. Sophie's connected. Well, no important. I'm a nobody. That's Adelaide Davis. Let's go and say hello. Don't worry, I don't judge people by the company they keep. That's sweet of you, darling. Let me say this straight. You can't keep doing what you've been doing. You have to leave my poor ward alone. I know she's making you do this. Don't worry, we'll be together again later. I am so up for it, Adelaide! I am so up for it! Let's try a normal date next time. Sophie turns slowly to look at you, not as disapprovingly as you expected. Perhaps she thinks you're playing a social game, like kindred often do. Oh, I'm sorry. Adelaide looks serious, as if you forced her out of her comfort zone. I admit, playing games is easier for me, but I appreciate it. Let's go on a date some night. Adelaide smiles at you and shyly and walks away. Sophie waits a moment before speaking. I hope you know what you're doing. Let me know how it goes. I suppose this will be good for a laugh in these tedious times. Are you fairly certain that you have accomplished your goal of getting Adelaide to stop harassing you with these strange surprises? Whatever she'll hold you to the date, only time will tell. Oh, yeah, that was easy. That was... I'm good. Yeah, I'm hungry. Yep. You found yourself in an alley sucking the last drops of blood from the savage gash in the corpse's neck. Killed somebody tonight, and you did it very close to your haven. Any attempts at covering up this poor soul's death become secondary when you realize the dull glow over the city is the east as the sun coming up. You barely make it back to your haven, Tom. Realize your clothes are a mess, torn in places, covered in blood. Your victim's blood. How many people saw you get into that building? You don't know. It was a panicked sprint to escape the light, instinct saving your skin. Same instinct that decided it was time to feed. You cannot let this happen again. Your humanity depends on it. Yeah, it's not like the game gave me a lot of choices. I require your assistance, Corp. This is a matter of great importance that I need you to ask you to resolve for me. This is not about that corpse that I made yesterday, right? That's fine. You will find what I'm about to say surprising, I'm sure, but I need you to hear me out. I need you to contact an important Anarch figure in New York and arrange a meeting for us. What business do you have meeting an Anarch, dear Sophie dearest? They're normally the enemies of the Camarilla, yes, but there's much bad blood between our factions, but it's not as simple as a state of constant war. You will find that with this, and with many other things, the Camarilla's policies have more than their share of hypocrisy inherent in them. It comes hand in hand with using medieval power structures. Maybe it's time for an upgrade, eh? Bit less hypocrisy? What we are forbidden to do, the prince may do willingly. Some of these things can be done in the open, while others are kept secret as to not invite discord and discontent. You need to contact a man named Torque. You guys have interesting names, all of you. I mean, Sophie's pretty normal. He is an influential member of the movement and, like most of them, very suspicious of the Camarilla. That's why I'm sending you to extend my invitation. How do I know he'll talk to me? He won't. Not yet anyway. You need to start further down the chain with the right story to spin. From my limited sources adjacent to the movement, I've gathered that the best chance to speak to Torque is to first meet with his right-hand woman, Mia. She's regular at a club called the Leech Pit. I think it would be best if you presented yourself as an anarch hopeful, a fledgling looking for a place of belonging. Only after you talk to Torque, directly should you mention my name and the meeting. Okay, that makes sense. If I open with I'm with the Camarilla, they might cut me off. My thoughts exactly. After tonight, I suggest that we do not speak of this again until you arrange the meeting. There are many who would jump at the chance to use this against us. With Kaiser, you have proven you can get the job done, even if it requires additional legwork. I trust you to deal with this task as quickly and covertly as possible. Forgive me, but that's all the time I can spare tonight. What I'm asking of you is just part of a bigger whole. Trust me, it will all be worth it. I'll do my best, just don't talk about that corpse next to my haven. I know you will. Check with Gregory for the address of the Leech Pit. Have Mia introduce you to Torque. When she does, tell him I wish to meet. Let him pick the time and place, but let it be soon. If he provides too guarded time, I have something that will help him gather allies against Boss Callahan. That should pique his interest. Good luck, and obviously not a word about this to anyone else, not even any new friends you might have made in recent nights. I don't know, one of them might be two at the same time right now, because I'm pretty sure that she has committed diablerie and went up a generation. And I'm not I'm not kind of too sure whether it would be her or her sire kind of walking in her body, so, yeah. I don't, And it's not like I can just go walk up and have a conversation with the Tremere. I mean, he's practically non-verbal. And I feel really bad for him because he seems to have not mastered the social norms of regular people, and then he died. This stays between us. The way that she says that final sentence suggests a not-so-veiled threat, but her warm smile belies that impression. You want her to keep trusting you. You wouldn't want to disappoint her. Gregory gives you the address. The club is in Brooklyn. Apparently it's some kind of heavy metal bar with dedicated concert space. Time to pay that Mia a visit. The place is teeming with people tonight. You arrive in the middle of a concert. The music is loud, almost deafening, and it takes you a while to get used to it. Once again, like, the front people are just like, nope, 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 this is not interesting. And like all the back people like, woo! This is not your scene at all. You can barely focus through the noise, but you grit your teeth and decide to bear it. The sooner you find Mia, the sooner you get out of this hole. A group of a few dozen patrons are tightly packed together, and the smell of sweat and youthful, excited blood overwhelms you momentarily. Dab, 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 thoughts. I'll mingle with the crowd. Listen to conversations. Somebody got into a scuffle. Two bouncers break up the crowd. And that's probably Mia. Yeah, the fuck do you want? Look, you and June have like the exact same haircut pretty much. Do you... I mean, I almost have Amanda's haircut, but it's slightly longer. Yeah, I could about do whatever they did with their hair. But how the hell? Just how the fuck? How do your hair do? I'm new to being dead. You're introducing me to the way you anarchs handle it? Seriously? That's the best line you came up with? Follow me behind the bar. Sit down. Sure! You take a seat as the woman leans against one of the walls. Name's Mia. I'm guessing your visit here isn't a happy coincidence. I don't know you, so you either knew in New York or kept an outstandingly low profile. Both sound suspect. So before we take these pleasantries further, answer me this. Who do you run with? Camarilla, but I'm looking to switch. Is that so? Okay, sure, I'll bite. Let's get one thing out of the way. This is some clever ploy to oust me from my domain, or if you're just here to spy on me and the movement. I'll make sure you don't enjoy undeath much longer, got it? I don't know whether I was enjoying it or not, honestly. Right, here's the pitch. The camera likes to think that they're the vanilla option, when with Prince Bitch Panhard pretending that they were always in charge. But New York has never been a fully cammy city. They might have won the city in '99, but camps have had their asses handed to them many times over the years. And the movement has been here at least as long as they have. Hell, I moved to New York before World War II, and that was a good while after I saw the Camarilla for what they are, a way to keep us all subservient and in line. At what point did you decide to put enough hairspray into your hair to make it do that? Ivory Tower will tell you that they're only safeguard for the traditions, and that's kind of the problem. There's only one tradition wherein the movement feels should be respected. The Masquerade, obviously. Everything else, ask the prince, and she'll tell you it's the logical continuation of the Masquerade, But really it's just a way to keep elders powerful and in control. Which elders? Which elders? A lot of your elders seem to be missing. There's not a lot of old people dancing at this stupid game. But here's the thing, for all the talk of us bloodsuckers being solitary creatures, we need a community to keep up the masquerade. Community, yes, but authority, not so much. We need a council of peers to keep the assholes and power-drunk fledglings in check, but not a feudal prince to tell you where to feed and who to hunt down when they step on their toes. So you don't have a ruler? Ruler, no, but leader, sure. Must follow old boss Callian's lead. Most, but not you? Yeah, not me. You're concerned about being well received in the city, you might need to go through Callaghan. You're serious about the honor cause itself, he's not your guy. We can prove about the fact that we can't even provide the united front. For here I am presenting my group as the true anarchy. And that other group is the false anarchy. Great. Yep. Fantastic. Great look. Just saying. Great look. Callaghan eats up fledglings like you and shits out self-preservation. His position as Baron is mighty shaky now, not least due to the fact that he's backstabbed more than his share of allies. So he's doing what any old fart in a position of power would do, he's doubling down. Negotiations are out, intimidations are in. Tightening ranks is a precaution against the Second Inquisition. If you spend some time with the camps, then you should sound very familiar to you. He's no better than Panhard and her cronies and at this point. No, you need to contact Torque. And wouldn't you know it, it's your lucky night, because I'm the lick to do it through. How is Torque different? You brew her by any chance, because you're about to punch me for asking a question. Motherfucker, you're really asking for it. I'll pretend that was just a naive question and not a half-assed jab. Torque is a leader, a local baron who's overseeing a small domain, but doing a very good job at it. Callaghan knows this, so he's giving him shit. Torque is taking it like a champ. Smart like that. For one of us rebels, he's got the patience of a saint. Makes you think back to how things used to be back then, if the stories are to be believed. Anyway, you want to meet him, I'm gonna require a show of goodwill first. What do you have in mind? I appreciate your readiness, but I don't have the details just now. Ask me at the bar when you're able. I'll leave something for you and we'll take it from there. Now come on, I gotta go. Whoop whoop. Whoop-de-doodle. Doodaloo. But anyways, it is time for me to go. We will be finishing this. Sometime probably closer to New Year when I have days off again. Because of the whole New Year thing and everything. You know, with the year being new and things. So anyways, thank you for watching. And I am gonna see you the next time. Toodaloo.